The polling we had, the numbers we were looking at, looked like we stood a pretty good chance of winning.
The conservative followership has been fleeced, exploited, and lied to by the conservative entertainment complex.
This is going to be a landslide, and I think in the popular vote, he's going to win by more than 5 points. And I base this not on intuition or on smelling the tea leaves. I base it on reading the polls. The exact same polls that say that Obama's going to win. When you look at those polls and you study them and you take account of all of the factors, you see how those polls are telling you Romney will win in a landslide.
I think we ran a great campaign. We made a big campaign about big ideas. We gave the country a very clear choice. I respect the fact that the process is done, that the president won the race, and I congratulate him on the race. I don't think we lost it on those budget issues. I think people, especially on Medicare, we clearly didn't lose it on those issues.
I was governor for 4 years. I had a number of pieces of legislation that came to my desk that dealt with abortion, abstinence education, RU 486, and so forth. I vetoed any bill that was in favor of choice. I was entirely consistent in favor of life. So it's not just my word here today, look at my record.
Life is that gift from God, and I think even when life begins in that horrible situation of rape, that it is something that God intended to happen.
This fall, I'm supporting Richard Murdoch for Senate.
I believe the minimum result will be 53-47 Romney, over 300 electoral votes, and the Republicans will pick up the Senate. I base that on just years and years of experience.
Looked like we stood a pretty good chance of winning. And so when the numbers came in, going in the other direction, when we saw the kind of turnout that was occurring in urban areas, which were really fairly unprecedented, it did come as a bit of a shock. So those are the tough kind of losses to have, the ones that catch you by surprise. I think the surprise was some of the turnout. Some of the turnout, especially in urban areas, which definitely gave President Obama the big margin to win this race.
The wild card in what I've projected is I'm projecting Minnesota to go for Romney.
I think Ohioans vote with their wallets. That's why I think Romney's going to win on Tuesday.
Carl, I'm actually with you. Except I think you're more optimistic. I got this Romney 3 points.
I think Ohio is going to be a squeaker, maybe an 80, 100, 110,000 vote margin, but I think the Republicans are likely to take it.
Who's going to win this election? Charles Krauthammer, your best prediction.
Romney, very close, but he'll win the popular by, I think, about half a point. Electoral college, probably a very narrow margin.
Here's the problem. The welfare reform mindset hasn't been applied with equal vigor across the spectrum of our anti-poverty programs.
I am now predicting a 330 electoral vote landslide. Yes, that's right, 330 electoral votes.